Good morning. Taking off from Grasslands this morning, I had to wait a bit for the mist to clear over the field. And to give you an example, mist is actually a cloud that's its ground level, or so close to the ground. It's formed from the ground upwards, and then also mist can also be defined by visibility. Visibility of mist is normally between 1 and 10 kilometers, and its relative humidity over 95%. But anyhow, that about mist. Took off from Grasslands, and you can see how nice and green the area is after the rains, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I'm planning to fly towards Hartbeespoort Dam, and let's see. Opening up my trim on both sides at the same time, making sure the magnets are loose, pressing the rollers, pulling it back to the first red line. Then I can use my brakes as normal, and I still have a nice speed on this Viper XE. There in the distance you can see the mist still hanging on the ground. There on the left hand side you can see the mist, and if I climb out a little bit, you will see I move out of the mist, and then you will see it looks like clouds, but actually it's mist on the ground. And you can see my visibility is still quite far. It's over 5 kilometers, and that's what the regulations tell us, that I have to have a visibility of at least 1.5 kilometer horizontal and 1,000 feet vertical, that I have to stay away from a cloud. And then also I have to have a visibility, and also have to have a reference on my ground, which I have all the time. Here you can see the mist is already breaking up. In about 10-15 minutes there will be no more mist, and everything will be clear. The humidity is not so high at the moment. I saw when I was flying, and you can see what it looks like. When you fly a paramotor or aircraft or a helicopter or anything, be sure to be away from clouds, because if you land up in clouds and there is no reference to the ground, especially flying VFR, it is important to have ground visibility, not only for referencing, but if I should have a motor out right now, I am quite safe to land where I want to land, where it's possible, so that I do not hurt myself. If it was a helicopter or aeroplane, same thing. Aeroplane or helicopter would make use of the road. In my case, I would also like to use the road as an option to land if I should have a motor out. Look how beautiful it is, the mist hanging so low, and the only reason why is the sun is not completely out yet, and also it's hiding behind the hills and the mountains, so the wind can't blow it away, so it's still just hanging there, but the sun will burn it up quite quickly. You can see here in this valley on the left hand side, I always fly on that valley to Hartbeespoort Dam, and there in front is Hartbeespoort Dam area in Belindaba, and I see I will not be able to fly there, and it will make it dangerous if I should have a motor out or anything that should happen to me. So I am turning around, going back to Grasslands area, but I think I'm going to fly to Copperleaf first, and you will see the mist lying here in this valley. Not very dense. I can see right through it, and I can see everything on the ground. But beware, if it should be dense clouds a little bit up higher, then you will not be able to see the ground, and you will not be able to make a good informed decision where to land if something should happen to you. Or not to you, but to the paramotor. If your motor should die, fuel starvation, or anything goes wrong. In my case, I had a couple of motor outs before, and because I always look at possible landing sites, it's quite easy to land and assess the problem, fix it, and take off again. And most of the times where I have had motor outs, I were able to take off there again. And only because I look at my area, I am aware where I'm flying, and when I have something that happens to me, I can land comfortably, and I can assess the problem, and like 90% of the times I have taken off from that same spot. There at the back you can see the mist, how low it is, and you can see the nice landscape starting to turn green. And there right in front of me is Copperleaf, and it's covered in mist. Here you can see how low the mist still is, but you can also see how far I can see, and that makes it nice and cool this morning. I'm enjoying it so much. Also, what I can also mention is, if the mist were more dense, I wouldn't have flown here, because then I wouldn't be able to see power cables going over the roads or over the countryside. And if I should have a motor out and land, I would find myself going into power lines or something like that. And yeah, we all know what happens to us. There you can see on the right hand side the power lines running there, quite clearly visible. You can see also how far I can see in front of me. But still, as I was flying this morning, there were a couple of helicopters also flying almost the same altitude as what I am flying, and made radio calls, and I also told them exactly where I were, so that we do not have a problem flying close to each other. I climbed out a bit, so you can see there's the mist lying there over Copperleaf area, and yeah, and there at the bottom here you can see as well the mist, but it's not so dense. There at Copperleaf area it's a little bit more dense, keeping my distance from that area due to the regulations, my VFR regulations. I will not want to get myself in a predicament where I am too close or in an uncomfortable position, endangering myself or other people on the ground. But anyhow, zooming in a bit so you can see what it looks like, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, you just want to touch it and go so close to it. But going close to clouds or things like that is not worth it. Bringing in my trimmers so that I can have a nice landing. What you can also see is I pull it a little bit further than my green line, just to make it square, every side the same side or the same distance pulled in. That 10 millimeter on my trims will not make a big difference on my landing. I have landed this Viper XC on my first red line, not almost out but halfway out, and I've landed a couple of times in this setting, and this is actually a very nice wing. Coming in for my landing, starting to flare. That's it, nice. Please like and subscribe. I would like to see you next time. Thank you so much.